Hello.
Then, now,
Bow down to the queens.
Episode number 500.
forever,
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, I'm back at episode number... is it 12? Yes. Of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We are here for Raw for Monday, 22nd of July, 2024. It is the first shows coming out of Evolution and King of the Ring. We are officially full steam ahead on the road to the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. And yeah, we have a new Queen of the Ring from Raw, that being Nova Nebula. We also have the King of the Ring is technically from Raw, because Xavier Woods won it, but he opted to challenge for the SmackDown World Championship, so yeah, we might not see him tonight. But we will see his New Day brethren, Big E and Kofi Kingston in the main event, as Big E takes on Bronson Steiner. We also have Trick Williams taking on Ken Cobain of the Grand Jury. We have Odyssey Jones and Orange Cassidy against the D'Angelo family, or so we advertised. And we have an Intercontinental Championship match with Jay White against Wes Lee, and a whole lot more. All the fallout. A lot of, there was a lot of shit. My favorite part about the double Evolution and King of the Ring week is that there's always a lot of shit to cover. I had barely any time to fit in everything I wanted to fit in on this show. But yeah, without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. The show kicks off in a slightly different manner to normal. Here in San Antonio, CM Punk is the first man out. And Punk comes out, he takes a seat in the middle of the ring, and he goes, "So, San Antonio, what do you guys want to talk about?" Now I know what you're thinking, you're normally expecting somebody else out here to start the night, but let me tell you now, Cody Rhodes, I saw it firsthand, Arena Mexico on Saturday night. He went through one of the biggest wars I've ever seen a professional wrestler go through when he went toe-to-toe with the Ring General, Gunther. Gunther is a wrestler that I would definitely never want to see myself step into the ring with. I mean, he's a monster, he's an animal, and Cody was in there with him for 60 minutes. And even more impressive than Cody being in there for 60 minutes, surviving that time in the ring with Gunther, is he won. Not only did he win, he tapped the Ring General out, the first person to ever make Gunther submit here in WWE. But with Gunther in his rearview mirror, that turns into who's next. And Raw, there's a lot of competition on this show, a lot of former world champions looking to get another taste of that glory. I'm talking guys like LA Knight. Yeah, I'm talking guys like Montez Ford. I'm talking guys like CM Punk. And we have Chad Gable. Chad Gable, as far as I'm concerned, me and him are finished now. We had our third bout. I was the better man, Chad. I still have a little modicum of respect of you because you are great at what you do. But now it's time for me to move on and focus on the reason I came back here, and that's to once again call myself WWE Champion. And Cody, you're not here tonight. You're still recovering from a 60-minute war you went through in Mexico. But I've spoken to Triple H, and he agreed with me that victory in a high-profile match against Mr. Money in the Bank on a premium live event, as well as King of the Ring Xavier Woods, defecting over to SmackDown, does leave open an opportunity at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship, and that's an opportunity I'm looking to take. So, Cody, what do you say? Me, you, for that WWE Championship in Phoenix, the State Farm Stadium, at SummerSlam. Chad Gable comes out. Gable goes, "Whoa, easy there, big fella, easy, easy. Now, you see, it's true, at King of the Ring, you defeated me. Congratulations, Punk. A washed-up has-been managed to get one over on an Olympic medalist, but rest assured it won't ever happen again the next time me and you face off. And as for your little WWE Championship challenge you've made to Cody Rhodes right now, you have my blessing. I'm serious, you have my blessing. Because last time I checked, I was always and forever the number one contender for the World Championship by proxy of winning this. And now, should you go to SummerSlam and you become WWE Champion, you might want to watch your back for Mr. Money in the Bank. Punk just smiles. He goes, that case, I know that briefcase probably better than anybody in history at this point. Who's the first person to win the damn thing twice? I was. I successfully cashed it in both times. Took advantage of the situation. That briefcase holds the power here, Chad. And that's why I do still respect you, and I do know that you will one day make it to the top here at WWE, because that briefcase all but guarantees it. But let me make one thing perfectly clear. If I go to SummerSlam and I become WWE Champion, and you even think about cashing that thing in, I want to get your brain checked. I want to get your degree, your 4.0 GPA. I want to get that revoked, because clearly you're not as smart as you look, because do I look like I'm in the mood for fighting Chad Gable? Gable goes, Punk, I'm not going to stand here and say that I'm going to cash in on you, because that would be giving away my master plan. I didn't get that 4.0 GPA and this briefcase by giving my plans away. I stick to them. So, Punk, good luck at SummerSlam. And whether it be you or it be Cody Rhodes, I'm sure I'll be seeing you down the line. And Gable leaves. But yeah, Punk declaring his interest in Cody's WWE Championship, obviously after the ending of King of the Ring. And I wanted to make sure I got Gable out there, because I want Gable to be like a cloud lingering over the World Championship picture for as long as he's got the case. Like, spoiler, this won't be the only promo he ever cuts where he's like, I'm going to cash in the briefcase at some point. Because, like, I like... Right, here's my thing about Money in the Bank. When they do it in real life now, like, the briefcase holder is, like, always, like, lingering around the champion. Like, you look at Priest last year when he had the case, they almost called him an idiot for not cashing him in, because, he was feuding with the world champion because he was Mr. Money in the Bank. I think that's a bit silly. Like, I think we should have Mr. Money in the Bank far enough away from the belt while he has the briefcase to, like, still make it shocking when he does cash in. But don't have him completely distant where you forget he's got it. Like, yeah. Well, I mean, Pretty Deadly with their tag championship briefcase will probably be a bit like that, because, it's a tag team. And, like, I don't do many non-title tag team feuds. But, yeah, for Gable and Utami, really, that's who I'm talking about. Like, I want them to have that ominous threat overarching on the World Championship picture. But, like, Gable will go away and do other stuff, and not just be, like, tied to the hip of the World Champion for the next few months. We then see Seth Rollins backstage watching that promo, and he's got an absolute look of disgust on his face. And Triple H walks up to him, of all people, Triple H. He goes, "Hey, Seth," and Seth sort of turns at him. He goes, "Listen, I get it. I was, if you were the most against bringing CM Punk back to WWE, I was number 2 for the longest time. But, you gotta let this go. Like, we see how you're acting back here, Seth. It's not healthy. You don't remember what happened the last time you obsessed so badly over somebody you hated. It led you down a really dark path, Seth. And as your boss, and as a fan of yours and somebody who wants you to be a part of the WWE family, you need to step back and let it go. And Seth declares and goes, "We don't need him here, Trips. We don't need him, Honor. Now he's going to become WWE Champion." Triple H goes, "I get it. But, he's been no trouble since he's been back here. I have my reservations too. It's just, I don't want to see you become what you became last time you were obsessed over somebody. And it's not just me saying this. This is the opinions of a lot of people that don't like the man you're becoming." And Seth sort of watches Triple H walk off and, like, glares back at the TV and, like, thinks to himself. So, yeah. Triple H seemed like the most normal person to do this with. I needed somebody specifically to come in and try and, calm Seth down. Ideally, it would be his wife, but she's not really in any position to tell somebody else to stop being wild right now. So, Triple H was the best option. And it makes sense, because Triple H obviously also famously had tensions with Punk, but he'll let them go. Seth doesn't. Seth's harbouring those grudges. Triple H is not. The duality of man right here, basically. 88 rated opening match. Jay White and Wes Lee for the Intercontinental Championship. White defended the belt for the first time last week against Austin Gunn. It was a joke of a defense. Now he's defending it against Wes Lee. More real defense, but the Ass Boys do get involved, and Jay White hits the Blade Runner in 1546 to make defense number 2 of the IC title. 86 for Jay White, 92 for Wes Lee. Yeah, that's a good rating for Wes. They've got great chemistry as well. And yeah, nice little match to open up Raw. Then after the match, the Ass Boys, they jump into the ring. They continue to assault Wes Lee alongside Jay White. L.A. Knight. Out comes L.A. Knight, yeah! And he storms to the ring. He starts delivering punches to Austin and Colton, going, yeah, 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 oh yeah. He gets one of them down on the floor. Actually, no, he probably takes Jay White down. And then Wes Lee dives on the outside to the guns. And then he hits that megastar elbow. And then he tosses Jay White out of the ring as well. And he picks up the IC title, sort of looks at the IC title before he throws that back at Jay White as well. And then him and Wes Lee shake hands. LA Knight coming to the save here tonight of Wes Lee. And he still has issues with Jay White, of course. Because Jay White, cost him his King of the Ring match. We then cut to a video package. A pre-tape. We're at a bridge. We get a shot over the bridge of, a body of water beneath the bridge. And we pan up to the top of the bridge, and there's the D'Angelo family sort of looking over the edge. Big Cass, Elektra Lopez, Stacks, and Two Dimes, They've done the deed. This is Rizzo's first time really watching the deed be done. She's like, "Don, are you sure that was that was necessary?" Tony goes, "We need to set a standard around here, Riz. Nobody can get away with doing the damage that he did and get away with it. Now, he's sleeping for the fishes. He won't be a problem. As for that other guy, Orange, Stacks, and Two Dimes, they'll handle him tonight. Now let's head back to the arena. Our work here is done." Oh boy, wasn't it convenient that I had Odyssey Jones feuding with the D'Angelo family in this save? You know what's happened here. Don't ask any more questions. Orange Cassidy's going to have a handicap match against Two Dimes and Stacks going forward tonight. We then cut backstage. LA Knight and Wes Lee, they're sort of yapping it up when Kathy Kelly approaches. She goes, "LA Knight, you came to the aid of a Wes Lee tonight." He goes, "Let me talk to you, Kathy. They see Monday Night Megastar rolls around. We had an entire weekend of premium live events down in Mexico City, and none of them fans south of the border got a taste of the Cavorka of the Megastar. And you know whose fault that is, Kathy's? That's because of Switch Bitch and those ass boys out there. Sorry, no, Bitch Blade is better. Bitch Blade and the ass boys." So when I saw Bitch Blade out there facing off against Wes Lee, one hell of a competitor he is in the ring, I I saw what happened out there, and that couldn't slide, Kathy. I had to go out there, had to make a statement. I had to drop those ass boys on their stupid ass heads and make a statement, and that is that I, the man who eliminated the Intercontinental Champion Jay White from the King of the Ring tournament, aren't stopping till I get my shot at that Intercontinental Championship. So Wes, you did good tonight, kid. You softened him up for me. But next time, LA Knight is the one in the ring with the Intercontinental Champion. He's going to drop Bitchblade on his stupid ass head, and he's going to become your new Intercontinental Champion, with everybody saying, LA Knight, yeah. And then Wes Lee sort of just stands around and just goes, yeah, Kathy, yeah. 76 rated tag match. Thanks, Bianca. Good job carrying this. Bianca Belair and Takara Jackson do defeat Sol Ruca and Zoe Stark in tag team match with a KOD to Zoe in 8:38. 61 for Sol, 54 for Zoe, 83 for Bianca, 48 for Jakara. After the match, though, Bianca Belair takes the microphone, and what's becoming a regular occurrence recently is that she's pissed off at something else now. She goes, girl, okay. I know all of y'all watched Evolution last night. Okay. Now, first of all, not having anything set for the EST on that pay-per-view was a crime on itself. I know I didn't win Queen of the Ring because Nova won it, but that's by the by. So that we had this little tag team battle royal thing going on, and I think I'm gonna win that. I'm gonna go to SummerSlam. Me and my girl Jay are gonna become the women's tag team champions. But that ain't what happened. I know why that didn't happen. Because little Miss Becky Lynch, who already had a match set for Evolution, decided she was going to slide her ass up in that battle royal, hide under my ring for the entire time, and then dump my ass out when I wasn't paying attention. Go. That is not how we do things around here. You don't become top stars and franchise players of this division by taking the back seat and then jumping in when it's convenient. You put in the work. Okay, just like I put in the work before to beat Bayley for that WWE Women's Championship, and then Cora Jade had her own little agendas and decided to stick it in my head. Okay, the first Cora, now Becky. There's someone around here who doesn't want me, the EST, the franchise player, to bring those champions back up to where they belong. Okay, so I ain't gonna have it anymore. Becky Lynch does come out, and she goes, "Oh, Bianca, you done? Listen." You're a good kid. You're a really good kid. But, you're no Becky Lynch. You're not the man. I didn't have to take a back seat in that battle royal. I could have won it if I was in there from the start and faced all 29 of you face to face. But I didn't do that. You know why I didn't do that? Because I needed to ensure that I won that battle royal. I need to ensure that I won that battle royal because Becky Lynch has never been WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. And since I've never been WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, that means those championships have not yet been rubbed in mainstream. Okay? Think about it. What would the championships be better off where they are now, with a bunch of best friends giggling with each other? Or with you two, where they'll sit on your house and you can carry one around as a star while somebody else rides your coattails. Or with me, when I take both those championships to the White House, to premieres all over the world because I am that big of a deal. New York Times bestseller. Becky Lynch, the man, not your average girl, on sale now. Paperback, now on sale. And I think we've restocked. Anyway, you didn't win the Battle Royal. You haven't got a match at SummerSlam, Bianca. Toodle your ass on back to the back with the rest of the jerkers over there and let me main event like I do. Bianca goes, girl, you haven't even got a tag team partner. You're supposed to be getting a tag team opportunity. You haven't got any friends. Nobody wants to team with you because you're such an asshole. Becky goes, I've got friends. I've got people backstage who want to team with me. You know, you just don't know them. You know, they work for a different company. And he goes, oh, do they? Do they really? Okay. Well, sure. Go ahead, Becky. Get your dream little championship opportunity. But just we'll be waiting for you when it does. And then, once Bianca and Jakara leave, Becky just takes them up and goes, okay, fine. They don't work for another company. They don't exist. But, I will find one. And when I do, you two, Tegan and Piper, and any other tag teams who want to step to us, they'll be in trouble. Then see a pre-tape. Nova Nebula arriving at the building. Crown on her head, like, walking through the parking lot when Alexa approaches her. She goes, "Really?" Nova goes, "Can I help you?" She goes, "Another one of these brash kids coming into this division, thinking they rule the world. Or in your case, galaxy, I guess. That's more your language. And when things aren't immediately given to them, they've got to start behaving. Like trust me, I've behaved the way you behaved when I first broke into here. I understand it. But, you know, you didn't win Queen of the Ring by yourself. Charlotte helped screw Io in that. So, if I were you, I wouldn't really be walking around here with my head held high as victorious as you are, because your quest to actually be respected as a champion around here has still got a long way to go. Nova goes, "Well, how about I continue that tonight? Me and you one-on-one." Alexa goes, "Fine, you know, I'll see you out there." We then cut to the ring. Or we don't cut to the ring, actually. No, we do. Carlito, Jeff Jarrett, and Cameron Grimes are in the ring. And Double J is reading a speech. He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, the following segment is brought to you by Prime Hydration, the hottest drink on the market, and it's making my pockets a lot heavier." Cameron Grimes goes, he starts reading off like the back of the Prime bottle. He goes, "Prime Hydration is filled with a lot of goodness. You know, you got all these different flavors. You know, I'm personally a fan of the red, white, and blue one. I don't know what it's called, but, you know, it's worth a whole lot of money. And this Prime business is going to go to the moon. And it's only going up a whole lot more with my guest, our hero, the founder of Prime Energy, Mr. Logan Paul." Out comes Logan with the Primesaurus behind him. He gets into the ring. He goes, "Thank you for that warm welcome, Cameron, Jeff." And Carly goes, "Logan, it's so nice to finally have you back here on Monday Night Raw. You know, we don't know what we do without you. You know, we've been lost without you." Logan goes, "Thank you, Carlito. I appreciate it, but I do have big news for Monday Night Raw and big news for SummerSlam. You see, ever since WrestleMania, WWE and Prime Hydration have been partners. You know, you've seen our logo plastered on the ring mat. You've seen our station out at ringside. Prime is the official hydration partner of the WWE. We've even got our own Prime mascot wrestler in the Primesaurus. So I say, what's one better than that? At SummerSlam, the biggest party of the summer, WWE will hold its first ever prime time street fight. And that match will, of course, feature yours truly, and it'll feature my co-founder, business partner, KSI, as we defend our World Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam in the first ever Prime Street Fight match. So now the question, I guess, is, which tag team here on Monday Night Raw thinks they've got what it takes to be a trivia question? Who was the first tag team in WWE history to lose in the Prime Street Fight? The first ever of many, many Prime-themed matches here in the WWE. Out comes Humberto Carrillo. And Humberto takes the mic. And Logan Paul goes, "Look who it is. You know, it's little Birdo here." Birdo goes, "Very cute, Logan. I thought I'd come out here and, you know, speak to my friend one last time." Pointing at the Primesaurus. Logan goes, "No, you can't. The Primesaurus is on duty right now, okay? He's been traveling the world with me. The kids love him. I hear Primesaurus plushies and action figures are being made as we speak. He's been a hit with the kids around the world." And Humberto goes, "Yeah, well, I hope that my friend Zergis selling his soul to you makes him happy, and I hope it makes him worth it, because you don't care about him. You're using him as a billboard. You trot him around here to watch your back and hang around with your fans because you don't actually want to do any of the work that makes you a WWE superstar. Like, put his laughs and goes, who is this guy talking? Okay, nobody, not my fault, nobody even wants to meet you. Your meet and greet lines, they're dead. Because who the hell is asking for Humberto Carrillo? Okay? Now what are we even doing out here? You can't speak to the Prime Saurus now. Get your ass onto the back, you're ruining my moment. Humberto says, I'm actually not ruining your moment, Logan, because you see, about a month ago, you cost me my first ever singles championship here in WWE. You cost me the Intercontinental Championship in that Money in the Bank qualifier. Logan put his laugh and goes, I did do that. And Humberto goes, I think it's only fair that at SummerSlam, I take your first WWE Championship from you. And Logan just laughs at him, like, does the thumb point, goes like this guy. He goes, Bodo, listen near, okay? Your best friend Prime Saurus, he's mine now, okay? He ain't ever coming back to you. So, you can't win the tag team championships by yourself, kid. And Humberto just laughs and goes, who said anything about the Prime Saurus? Akira Tozawa comes out. He stands on the ramp. He takes his jacket off. He's looking in fantastic shape. And he storms down to the ring. And he takes the fight to Logan Paul. He knocks Logan Paul on his ass. He hits a big dive to the outside on Logan Paul. Humberto starts laying into Carlito. Jeff Jarrett and Cameron Grimes try and help him. And Tozawa storms in. He takes out Jeff Jarrett. Humberto Carrillo takes down Cameron Grimes. And then they both take down Carlito. And the Prime Saurus just stood in the corner watching this. Humberto and Tozawa, they give a big hug to a massive pop. You know, we never knew we were going to see Tozawa again after what he'd been through. And then the two do look across at the Prime Saurus. Tozawa sort of looks confused at him. He's sort of just like, what happened to him? And Humberto's like, it's a long story. And Logan Paul goes, hey, you know what, fine, Sure, I never thought you were going to be back here, okay? We were all praying that you were going to get better, but we'd all accepted your career was over. And you're going to regret coming back, because after SummerSlam, your career's going to be over. Your first match back, Prime Street Fight, I'm going to put you back in that hospital bed for a year. Mike slammed down. Tozawa is finally back. And we have ourselves a World Tag Team Championship match for SummerSlam. Humberto Carrillo and Akira Tozawa, Path of the Dragon, the Path of the Dragon, reunited once again to take on Logan Paul and KSI, the partners in Prime, in a Prime Street Fight for the World Tag Team Championships. We then cut backstage. Well, no, we don't cut backstage. It's like earlier today this happened. Tiffany Stratton's in the women's locker room talking to Mariah and Anne-Marie, and we can just see Stephanie Vaquero in the background doing her thing, unpacking her stuff, putting it in her locker and all that shit. I just don't get it. Okay, why not me? I understand that I lost, but you have to understand I thought my shoes were untied. I chipped a nail. Nova Nebula's not better than me. I should have been queen of the ring. Imagine how pretty I'd have looked on that throne with my crown and my scepter and my cape. I'd got it all customized, it was all pink and sparkly. We'd been out right now decorating it. But it didn't happen because apparently it just wasn't me in my cards to be queen. But I am still the Women's Battle Royal winner at WrestleMania. And I will still be a future WWE Women's Champion. And you two are still going to be future Tag Team Champions. Because we are the greatest trio here in the women's division of the WWE. But I just wish that Evolution went a little bit differently. And I'm not gonna make us think about it, but it doesn't sit right with me. And Stephanie Vaquero sort of overhears it. She takes her headphones out, and Tiffany goes, "You know what? Who even cares? Okay, who even cares about Arena Mexico? All I was told, for these months since they announced Evolution, was that it was this legendary building of pro wrestling history. Who even cares about it? I've made all the history. I'm going to make all the history. Nobody cares about history that the guys who cover their faces because they're too ugly to show their face do when they flip around the ring every now and again. Okay, they care about what I do because I'm so pretty and the role revolves around me." That's when Stephanie does step in and goes, "Hey, I've been hearing you yap a lot And I tuned it out because I've learned to tune out your annoying voice. But don't you dare disrespect the legacy of my culture. Tiffany goes, oh, sorry, babe. I didn't realize you were even here. Why weren't you in the Queen of the Ring final? If you were so desperate to wrestle in Arena Mexico in the Queen of the Ring, why weren't you there? Oh, I know. Because I beat you. Stephanie goes, well, why don't we run it back tonight? And I'll beat you this time. We can make it even. Stephanie goes, see, I'd love to, but like I said, I chipped a nail at Evolution, but Anne-Marie's all good, and she'll wrestle you tonight. Wasn't that right, Anne-Marie? And she's like, yeah, sure. So yeah, Stephanie Vicker, Anne-Marie Poor later on tonight. Handicap match. Stacks and Two Dimes do pick up the win because there's two of them and there's only one of Orange Cassidy. Shame he never had a friend or a tag team partner. You know, that's weird. Why was he going this alone? Stacks pins Orange in 6 minutes and 50. Orange gets a 74 and a 52 for Two Dimes and a 49 for Stacks. Yeah. I also kind of like that I gave Stacks and Two Dimes a win. I know it's over one person, so it's a bit weird, but I feel like I job them out if they ever wrestle. So yeah. Then cut backstage. Gabby Kelly's guest at this time, Finn Balor. Finn walks in. He goes, Finn, after 3 weeks of waiting, you finally struck a King of the Ring. The world was reintroduced to you, and you laid out AJ Styles in his King of the Ring semi-final match against Xavier Woods. And Finn goes, I was waiting for the perfect time. AJ thinks he had me taken out. I was waiting. I could have come back the week after and laid his ass out, but I was actually interested to see what he had to say. Then he was in King of the Ring, and he won that match, and he advanced to the semi-final. He won that match, and I thought that was where I'd stick the knife in AJ Styles' heart. You see, AJ blamed the failures of his year so far on me, when he was losing just as much as I was. I've got no excuses for it. We just had a bad run of form. It happens to the best of us. But AJ says he's going to become WWE Champion once again. Not as long as I'm around. Then AJ does fly in. He starts brawling with Finn Balor. We get like a backstage fight between the two. AJ gets pulled away by security. He screams at Finn. He goes, hey, you know, you're a dead man, Balor. You're a dead man. Stuff like that. Speaking of King of the Ring, we see Gunther. He's replaying the ending of King of the Ring in his head. He tapped out to a Dragon Sleeper on the show. And Gunther goes, a weak man. This is a video, by the way. This isn't in the ring. This is like a video package. He says, a weak man would sit down at the Saturday and fill his mind of excuses. I am no weak man. Cody Rhodes is the WWE Champion, and the Ring General is not. No matter, for I will reign as WWE Champion again. But a loss is not a damaging, crippling crush to momentum and morale that a lot of people seem to think it is. It is merely an experience meant to be learned from. Cody Rhodes, you've been the better man twice against me now. We've had 2 singles championship matches, and you were victorious in them both. But let's not get it twisted. The Ring General is still better than you, and the next time we face off, those 2 matches will simply be lessons learnt for how I can defeat you and become WWE Champion. Now, as for the 3rd time, that was out of my hands. I would have beaten you for the WWE Championship at Clash at the Castle. But it wasn't just me and you in the ring that night. So for me to learn my lesson, I need to put those teachings into practice, starting with the man who caused this, the man who cost me the chance to be WWE Champion all those months ago. $77, we'll take that. Nova defeats Alexa. 12:27, Area 451. Obviously, she's the queen of the ring. She's getting the World Championship match at SummerSlam. Obviously, she's going to win. 82 for Nova, 72 for Alexa. Then after the match, she takes the microphone. She says, I know, I get it. Why, Nova? Did you attack Bayley at the end of Evolution? Do you want the real answer for why I attacked Bayley at the end of Evolution? 'Cause it felt right. Okay, I don't have this deep emotional hatred of Bayley. I don't have this reason that I've been lingering for many, many months of why I needed to stick it in Bayley's back. Bayley was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because as I said, after I won that damn tournament over a year ago, I was ready to become WWE Women's Champion. After a crushing WrestleMania defeat, I was ready for my rematch with Charlotte Flair. And it never happened. Because life had other plans for me. And I had to sit back at home and watch as the Horsewomen dominated Raw, as new faces rose on ECW like Julia, like Florence, as Queendom dominated over on SmackDown, as this women's division really cemented its feet. And I thought you'd all moved on from me. I thought I was a flash in the pan. That one WrestleMania chance was my one shot. Which is why I knew I had to get my ass back to this division. I had to show the world why you never forget about someone like me. So, Bayley, I hope you're recovering well. It truly was nothing personal. I don't hate you. I was always a fan of yours. At SummerSlam, it's going to be a great time when I beat you within an inch of your life and take your championship away. Because I can. Because I need to. Because I will not be forgotten. I will not fade away into the back of your minds. I am the star. I am the sun. I am the thing this entire division, this entire WWE Women's Solar System revolves around. And the sooner you learn that, the better. And then get a quick video. Manny and Dio are like going up to the hospital room again. You know, after they've seen what happened on Heat last week. And he goes, I'm telling you, I don't think she's all there. And Dio goes, well, I understand that, you know, it might be intimidating, but if anybody can get through to her, it's us. You know, we've got to do this for her sake and for everybody else's at this point. And he goes, oh. And they open the door and Saray's just laying there in the bed. And she's her cheery, normal self. She goes, hey! Manny goes, hi, you're awake. And Saray gets up and she runs up. She hugs Manny. She hugs Dio. She goes, I'm so happy to see you. Dio and Manny sort of look at each other confused, like, me too? You know, Saray, I, been up to much recently? And she goes, I've been in hospital. And Manny goes, oh no, of course. No, I mean, like, did you ever, you know, at any point escape hospital? Saray goes, no. Manny goes, are you sure? Are you positive? Saray goes, yeah. And then Dio goes, well, this is looking a lot even more dire than I thought it was, Manny, because not only did what happened to her, she seems to have no memory of it. Almost like she's being controlled by Wendy. Manny goes, this is way, like, we've dealt with evil pendants that destroyed the world, and this is blowing my mind even now. So he goes, can we go? can we check out? Manny goes, I don't think so. I think Dio, go and ask, you know. And then Dio leaves the room. And then Saray stands up. She sort of like walks up to Manny, like puts a hand on his shoulder. She goes, Manny? And Manny like refuses to look at her. Until he does. She goes, what? What is it? And she goes, I'm so happy to see you. I thought you'd never see me again. Manny goes, I thought the same. I didn't know what I'd do without you. I love having you around because we're great friends, you see? So he goes, yeah, true. And then Manny leaves the room. He goes to Dio, goes, Dio, psst. And Dio comes back, goes, what? And Manny goes, we've got to get her out of here. Dio goes, we can't, you know, what if that happens again? And Manny goes, it won't, look, I've got her under control. Look, the door opens and she's gone. The window is open and she's gone. And Dio just sort of glares across at Manny, smacks him on the back of the head and goes, what did you do? And he goes, I left her alone for 10 seconds. And that's how fast it works. You see Cora and Roxy backstage. And Cora goes, you know, forget Bayley. Okay. I spent the entirety of my time here in WWE worrying about Bayley and either being accepted by Bayley or trying to take Bayley's championship. My mind is revolving around Bayley. I need to relax. Okay. We combined are probably younger than Bayley because Bayley's an old hag and should be retired soon anyway. But this division that we're a part of, this tag team division, is heating up. Okay, Becky's in it now. Bianca's in it now. We need to step up, prove that this generation is the top generation around here. And then Bianca goes, hey, girl, just who I was hoping to see. And Cora goes, what? And he goes, last I checked, I don't remember giving you a beating after you cost me that WWE Women's Championship back at Clash of the Castle. Cora goes, look, about that, you know, I'm sure we can put that behind us, right? Becky goes, no, the hell we cannot. Okay, you cost me that championship, now Becky's costing me these tag team championships. Okay, so how about next week, you and your little friend Roxy, me and Jakara in the ring, and we're gonna whip your ass. Roxy goes, that sounds like a great plan. That'll be a great way to get our footing in this division and prove that we are the greatest duo here on Raw by taking down a former world champion, a former WrestleMania main eventer, a former Royal Rumble winner, and then her sidekick. And Jakara gets and goes, oh, who you calling a sidekick, huh? And then more security and backstage people have got to try to break shit up. Go, no, you disperse, you know. 70 rating, probably because of the finish. Trick Williams and Ken Cobain. We only really get the match going for like 6 minutes before DQ happens and the grand jury all slide into the ring and beat up Trick Williams and lay Trick Williams out. So yeah, I don't do that many DQ finishes. I try to tone it down, but to the point now where I think I don't do enough. It's like it's this weird ground. Like, I probably do DQ finishes in this save as often as they happen in AEW in real life. Whereas, you know, in real life WWE, they happen a lot less than they did, you know, 3 years ago when a certain person was running the show and just, you know, used it as a crutch. But you'll still get one every now and again. Like, there were like once every other week there'll be a DQ finish. Like, I just don't do them enough because they harm ratings. But yes, grand jury come in, beat up Trick Williams, a DQ finish. And then after the match, they want to sell Trick Williams. They leave Trick laying. Damian Priest hits that South of Heaven. The grand jury lay him out with their tag team finisher. The grand jury being Frost and Cobain. And they stand tall over Trick Williams. We then cut to a pre-tape from a funeral home. And we cut inside. We see a big picture of Dijak, like, next to a casket that's shut. And Christian's at the front. He's wearing a turtleneck. And he's giving a speech. And he goes, there are a few things in life that you hope to never see. And at the very, very top of that list, it's a father burying his own son. But tragedy struck back at King of the Ring, when myself and my youngest baby boy, Dominic Mysterio, teamed with our oldest son, Dijak, my oldest son, Dijak, Dominic's big brother, against a ragtag group of thugs who used to be Dominic's bad crowd he hung around with. And we came up short because my oldest let me down. My oldest son has been by my side for a year now. I remember adopting him when he was just a little baby boy with a robot leg. And now he's gone. My favourite childhood memories of little Dijak were him becoming Intercontinental Champion, him beating Edge, and him taking that championship into WrestleMania, where he graciously passed the torch to my youngest son, Dominic Mysterio. Dijak, for all his faults, I'd say he was a good man, but he really wasn't a good man. He was kind of a piece of shit. But he cared. I think. He didn't even really care that much, actually, because he could have laid Cody Rhodes out and won the WWE Championship back at Vengeance, but he chose not to do that because he disappointed the family. Hence, I had to go adopt another son. But what I'm trying to say is, don't let Dijak's tragic loss deter you from what really matters here. My skills as a father. And imagine at the front row, we cut like Dominic, like crying. You know, he's got like a tissue, he's like wiping his tears away. He's got a plate of chicken nuggets as well, he's eating. Sadly. Just don't let Dijak's tragic loss deter you from thinking I'm the greatest father in WWE. So this is my call to you, any members of the WWE family who are in need of a father figure. Don't let Dijak not being here anymore. That wasn't my fault. Okay? I did all I could to protect my baby boy. It's his fault for being a piece of shit son. And now we had to pay the consequences. But if you do want to join the patriarchy, my arms are always open for more children to call my own. And then Dominic sort of gets up to the podium, he hugs Christian. That's how it ends. 74 rated match. That's actually overachieved a lot, because the crowd was white hot after the Christian segment. Understandable, honestly. Stephanie Vicker beats Anne-Marie Porter in 7:57. 67 for Stephanie, 64 for Anne-Marie. Yeah. Pretty good. Next week, the road to SummerSlam continues, and we do now have 2 tag team matches that we know are now set for next week's episode of Raw. The first being on the women's side is Bianca Belair and Jakara Jackson of EST team up to take on Roxy Perez and Cora Jade. I think their first official tag match since, the turn. They might have had one on Heat, actually. But yeah, all that's going down next week. Plus, the Guns, Austin and Colton Gunn, the Ass Boys, as LA Knights called them, will team up to face LA Knight, and Wes Lee, following his save of Wes Lee earlier on tonight. And we also have a couple of matches officially set for SummerSlam, the first being for the WWE Women's Championship. The Queen of the Ring winner for 2024, Nova Nebula, has cashed her check. She's targeting Bayley, and they're going to go at it for the WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam in, I think, just 4 weeks' time. And then, finally making his big return tonight, Path of the Dragon, the original duo. It feels like it's been forever. They are back on my screen, and they are back on pay-per-view as they head to SummerSlam to take on KSI and Logan Paul for the World Tag Team Championships in a prime street fight. Plus, it has now been made official, breaking news, at SummerSlam, the main event will see Cody Rhodes defend the WWE Championship against CM Punk. Seth, we cut to Seth. He's walking back through the hallway, like he's going to leave the building, when he's jumped by Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser. And they toss him like against a wall in a box backstage. And Kaiser squats down. He goes, "You didn't think you could just walk away here unharmed, did you? Daring General sends his regards." And they walk off as Seth, holds his shoulder in pain. We then cut to Kofi and Big E. They're doing one of those segments where, they walk through the backstage hallway like it's all one shot before they make their way to the ring. Kofi and Big E cut a promo. They go, "You may have noticed we're a man down tonight. And for once in our goddamn lives, that's because the New Day have some good news. Our boy Xavier Woods, he's finally achieved his childhood dream of becoming king of the ring. All hail King Woods. We're going to see him this Friday night on SmackDown. But tonight, the New Day have got to do their new king proud. We've got to be the first episode of Raw under the new rule of the king. And I, Big E, I'm the man who's got to step up, because you see Bronson Steiner, that second generation meat boy over there, is coming to that ring right now, and he's going to want to fight. He's going to want some slap, some meat in the main event of that match. And who is the most meatiest, slappiest man on the WWE roster? It's your boy, Big E. And right now, the New Day will continue their momentum, thanks to the king, as I will put down this rapscallion for good. Because New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New Day theme hits. Main event is Big E versus Bronson Steiner. 83. I said this was a wild brawl. Apparently one of their brawling scats isn't that good. But yeah, tragically Big E does come up short. He's pinned by Bronson Steiner with a spear in 13:28. And Big E made Bronson Steiner look particularly strong. Okay, that's a nice little note I haven't seen too often. 87 for Big E, 84 for Bronson Steiner. So yeah, our big unstoppable beast, Bronson Steiner, tears through Big E here in the main event. Then after the match, Kofi sort of gets into the ring to check on E. And then Kofi's also speared. Probably out of his shoes. Probably have Kofi, loosen up his shoes as he takes the spot. So he's the sort of guy that you could literally spear out of his shoes. And then he gets back up, he spears Big E again. And he goes to ringside, he grabs the steel steps, he tosses the steel steps into the ring. He hovers over Big E and he's gonna go and smack him with the steel steps when security all run out, referees all run out, and Triple H runs out. And they all have to try and hold him off. And then they've got him in the corner and Triple H goes over to talk to him. He goes, "I don't know what you're doing, kid, but this isn't it. Leave. Now." Bronson just laughs and goes, "Or what? Okay, if I don't leave right now, what are you gonna do?" Triple H goes, he goes, "Fire me? Suspend me? You've done all those things, Hunter. Okay? I can't be contained. I'm the animal around here now, okay? And if you want to get up in my face and stop me, you know what'll happen." He sort of looks down at his chest. And Triple H also said looks down at his chest. And Triple H has to sort of back away. And Bronson Steiner walks up to Triple H. He puts his arm around his throat. And he's gonna start beating him up, which obviously would end badly. When out comes Batista. Batista walks his way down to the ring. And he gets in Bronson Steiner's face, and Bronson slowly lets go of Triple H. And stares down with Batista. He goes, "Welcome back, boss. Where have you been?" And Batista sort of turns to Triple H. He takes his sunglasses off, hands them over to Triple H, and he goes into the corner. And he goes, "Hunter, is it all official?" And Triple H goes, "It is, Dave. It is." And he just laughs and goes, "Good." And he turns around, he spears Bronson Steiner. And then he shakes the ropes. He plants Bronson Steiner down with a Batista bomb to end the show. '89 rated. Pretty sick episode of Raw. A lot of stuff happened. I've been recording for nearly an hour. Or at least that's how you know the Raw's long. So it'll probably be a very short episode of Heat this week, but yeah, we will see you on the other side for Heat. Heat kicks off with Kiana James in the office. She says, ladies and gentlemen, Evolution was an absolute slam dunk. As the leader of the women's division, the general manager of the women's division here in WWE, Evolution was my premium live event of the year, and it was a raging success. I mean, Sasha Banks victorious in that Lumberjaw match against Liv Morgan, among other things. And we've got a big night as we head into the biggest party of the summer at SummerSlam, when Tatum Paxi walks into the building. She's holding the Liberty Championship that she stole at Evolution. She says, hey boss, as your new champion, I was just checking in to make sure I was booked tonight. Kiana goes, champion, eh? You're not... You know what, Tatum? You're right. You are the Liberty Champion. And she goes, I know. As the Liberty Champion, it should be your right to defend that championship. So how about tonight, you face off against a woman of my choosing, and we'll call it a championship match, sure. And Tatum goes, great. I can't wait I look forward to it. And Candace Shuffle goes, yeah, I do too. $59 rated opening tag team match. Ivy Nile and Kim McQueen, the ECW powerhouse duo, I guess, defeat Adriana Rizzo and Electra Mal Lopez of the D'Angelo family. Kim pins Rizzo with a spear. 62 for Electra, 22 for Adriana, 61 for Kim, 62 for Ivy. They're not going to necessarily be a real team. I just thought I'm going to start throwing some teams together to see like how they can work. Because I do like Kim or Camille as a singles wrestler more than a tag team wrestler specifically. So, you know, she might have other things in her future planned. Who knows? We then cut backstage, and Alicia is with J-Flo after their win. On that last night, you finally put to bed your war with Mina and her club Venus. And Matt goes, we prove that we're better. We're better. We do anything better than they do. And Alicia goes, right, you did. And so I'm just wondering, J-Flo, you've been around for a while now. How's life going to be with just 4 of you? Normally there's 5. And Chelsea Green then walks into frame. She goes, oh my god, are you the J-Flo? The J-Flo, I've heard all about you. And I've been waiting, this time. I think we've managed to avoid each other because I've been over on ECW, you've been on Raw. And it's been a long time since I've last seen you. I think we did a couple of things a couple of years ago, with Aiden English and Deanna. But I need to say that I think you suck. I think K-pop is terrible. And then Mackie goes, J-pop. That I don't even know what it's called. It's so bad. It's like, ugh. It does my ears in, I could never, Alicia. Could you ever imagine me making such an irritating little ruckus that nobody else even wants to listen to me ever? And Alicia's like, no, I couldn't. She goes, exactly. So, I don't understand how for so long these 4, or 5, now 4, idiots have been walking around here screaming and shouting like anybody gives a damn about what they're singing. I will end you. I will be the end of J-Flo. Just you wait. And then she stomps her feet and walks off. And Mackie Self looks at her and goes, whatever. Where are we going tonight, boys? Girls. 77 rated match. That's actually pretty good. Alba Fire and Zelina Vega, just 2 mid-card women doing their thing. And it is Alba Fire who picks up the win with a gory bomb in 12:42. Alba gets a 72, Zelina gets a 75. Yeah, just to give them some spotlight, show what they can do. And they're in that, like, step down from the upper mid-carders. But there is room always in this division to propel upwards. Need I remind you that Nova Nebula debuted feuding with J-Flo back when J-Flo were Alexa Bliss's evil henchwomen, and Julia debuted as a J-Flo fangirl, or fucking whatever they're called, roadie. So yeah, you never know where anyone can end up in this division. 62 rated tag match, actually pretty good. Saray and Wendy Chu. Obviously, Saray and Wendy Chu are wrestling on this show because that's why Saray vanished. if she wasn't wrestling, she'd have stayed in the bed. But yeah, Saray does pick up the win. She pins Orange Sparrow. The duo of Persephone and Orange Sparrow, who are AAA girls. I recently went on a hiring spree to fill AAA with some people. Persephone is somebody, apparently, who is a luchadora in real life, who I signed. I don't know anything about her, but I signed her because I thought she looked cool. And Orange Sparrow is a regen, and she came through my Mexican Performance Center, and her regen name was Orange Sparrow. So obviously I signed her, and I wanted to use her on this show because her name is Orange Sparrow. No relation to Cassidy, I don't think. Yeah, 52 for Wendy Chu, 68 for Saray, 20 for Orange Sparrow, and a 39 for Persephone. Then our main event, in our faux championship match, guess who Kiana James has picked? Sasha Banks pins Tatum Paxley in 30-36 with an interest rate. Obviously, this isn't actually for the Liberty Championship because Tatum is not the Liberty Champion. It is vacant right now. But Sasha wins. She scores an 85, Tatum scores a 67. And then after the match, Sasha Banks takes the Liberty Championship. And, she walks off with it as if she's the new champion. She celebrates like she's won the belt. And does the dance on the stage with the belt in her hand. Tatum Paxley's glaring across at her, crying. Her baby girl has been taken away from her after just one day. But yeah, the Liberty Championship now in the hands and owned and possessed by Sasha Banks. But again, not the champion. That ends the show, which gets us a 77. That's actually a pretty good episode of Heat. I think it's because Sasha was in the main event, yeah. What matters more is what you thought of the show. Do let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for ECW as the civil war on ECW rages on, and we have a new ECW World Champion, Adam Cole, baby. See you then.